Hello, welcome to Another Unwrapping. This time, Jon Pertwee, first season for him. Season 7, of course, in the Doctor Who universe, if you want to call it that. And an important one for me because this is when I have my first real memories of Doctor Who, was this one. And we're also going to have a look inside and see if it's worth the money, because you know these are getting quite a bit now. They're over 50 quid a pop now these days. And we've only got Spearhead from Space, Doctor Who and the Silurians, The Ambassadors of Death and Inferno. So, not that many. And it doesn't look, I'm just looking on the back here, if any of them are actually, I mean it says, you know, soundtrack, DTS HD Master Audio, but then so was this one. Doesn't seem like there's any surround sound. I don't even know there's any CGI, so... Well, I hope there is, because that's one of the fun parts about getting these, is updated effects. And usually we only get one disc, don't we, or two with new CGI, which is a bit of a shame. But, you know, BBC have got to pay out to all of their employees on their top wages, so maybe that's why we can't have it. Anyway, arrived about an hour ago. So let's see if it's worth replacing. And we'll also, my sort of style is I just talk a little bit about it, but not really a lot about the episodes. I will a little bit, but it's really just a look and you know, see what it replaces. Whether it's better just to buy these DVDs, probably able to get them quite cheaply now, and one Blu-ray, which we'll talk about and why it's a Blu-ray. Or this. Right, let's get the packaging off. So personally this time, I don't know if I like the picture of Jon Pertwee here. I don't know, his hair doesn't look quite right for me. Well, you know, there we are. It is him, isn't it, obviously. So have a quick look at the back. You see there's only a few on this one. But we have got behind the sofa, and we've got the long form interviews are quite good. I always watch everything on the discs. And I do like that chap with the funny glasses. It does the long interviews. And I think he's going to do one with Benton, John Levene this time. They're quite good. Special features. Doesn't see what special features are. Okay, so there's actually a little picture down there. Look. Right. Put that to one side. Well, that's nice. That's a really nice sort of time vortex-y. I think originally this was an analog feedback. How they got this effect, you know, one camera to a screen and loops, and moving the camera in and out, creating different sort of tunnelling effects. I don't know if they found it by accident or not, but we'll see. Okay, so this is the very iconic beginning of Jon Pertwee in Spearhead from Space, when he's just been exiled to Earth and he's just changed from Patrick Troughton. And he's still got Patrick Troughton's outfit on as he falls to the ground. And I remember it. I think I was about 4 years old. And it was also the first time it was in colour, but that meant nothing to me because we didn't have a colour TV. We had a black and white. And where I was, friends in Sharhampton actually, my mum's friends, so they had a black and white TV. And I used to get plopped in front of it while they went off and did other things, and I can always remember the results, the football results. It was all on cards in those days. League Division 4, Sunderland Athletic 2. You know, it goes like that. And then the card went, and then another card came down. It was all very, very analogue. Right, so let's have a quick look at the discs themselves. This is what they look like. So, and of course we've got our one season companion. Was it Liz Shaw her name? Yeah, I think so. So we've got Spearhead from Space, Doctor Who and the Silurians. Doctor Who and the Silurians again, so I'm guessing one might be an omnibus or something. We'll find out when we look in the supporting text. Ambassadors of Death. So we've already got 2 Silurians, so what else have we got here? Inferno, that's a really good one. I think that was one of Nicholas Courtney's favourites, Inferno, because he got to play a baddie, you know, with the eye patch. Is really good, that one. And what have we got here then? Another Inferno. And what's the back picture? Oh no, one more, okay. Well, we've got next. Bonus. Okay. There he is. A better representation there on the back than on the cover. Yeah, I don't like that cover art as much this time. So how many discs we got there then? How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they spread it out over 7 discs. I wonder if they're maxed out. So we'll get everything that's on the DVDs, but what else do we get? So let's have a look. Probably looks a bit better than when they filmed it. You know, quite often with those like Silurian ones, they used to film in Wookiee Hole, they did with the Cybermen, but I think a lot of this one was CSO overlay, you know, just done in the studio. We sort of spoiled it a bit. It would have been nicer if they'd have filmed it all in Wookiee Hole. Now, is this the same as ones we've had before? Dr. Woke stuff. It's really good, really, it's really good. Buy it, it's really good. No, it's not. What's it got here? Yeah. Invasions of Earth, a secret story. Ultimate guide to Earth's invasions. That's the bottom of someone's... That's like the new Nike Dr. Woke, isn't it? They've made a pair of shoes that you can wear if you want to be woke. God, that's going to upset a lot of people, but there you go. Don't like the new ones. I've stopped watching. I'm not watching the next one. Right, so inside we have a more... I don't remember it being like that, do you? I do not remember it being like that, unless that's the second room. I don't remember it being like that at all. Oh, I'll have to do some re-watching. I know my memory's not as good as it could be, but there we are. Right, let us have a look in here. So nice, that's one thing they do really well, except for the cover this time for me, is the artwork. It's always really, really nice. Look at that. See, why, if they CGI'd, you know, like this episode, Silurians, they could make the Silurians so much better. There's some more promo there. Okay, so what do we get in Spirit from Space? Audio commentaries, 2 lots of commentaries, making of documentary, Behind the Sofa. Oh, a Jon Pertwee biography, from black and white to colour, title sequences, Blu-ray restoration, Trails and Continuities, commentary featurette, audio archive, HD photo gallery, and PDFs. Not too bad. Now this one in particular is a very good one, because there was a strike on at the time and they couldn't film in the studio. So they grabbed a 16mm camera and filmed it with that. Mainly just on location shots, so it's got a much better feel, and it's the first one, and I was sort of hoping it'd all be like that, but when you get back to the Silurians, you know, a few later on, and these dreadful superimposed rocks and things, it just doesn't look real. And this is all real because it's filmed, you know, they filmed in a street when the Autons, they're actually showing dummies and they come alive and come out through the window. I mean, it's terrifying. It's a 4-year-old. Just thinking that plastic could have life. And anyway, so because it's 16mm, obviously it's a smaller camera and a smaller film, but even so they can scan and make that and make a good Blu-ray. And this one here, I think I did a little talk about this one. It's just about as good as you're ever going to see Jon Pertwee, because it looks like it was filmed yesterday. It's incredible. If you haven't seen Spearhead from Space, quality-wise, you know, picture quality-wise, this is the one out of all the Jon Pertwees. I don't think they ever did another one completely just on film. I mean, I know you get the jump where they've done location filming and that's done on film, and then they go back to studio, it's done on those old-fashioned video recorders, and the jumping, it looks so different. It's always a bad part about 70s sort of Doctor Who, or an 80s actually. But yeah, there we are. So there we go. Pretty scary. Pretty scary. I absolutely love this one. And of course they made a return, didn't they, later on. I mean, this guy sits in a chair and gets eaten by the chair. I mean, suffocated where it goes over his mouth. I mean, it's just horrible. This guy takes over the factory. I won't spoil it too much, but I mean, you know, I can do spoilers after all this time, can't I, a little bit. So that's the first one. Very, very recommended. Actually scary. Certainly scared me as a 4-year-old. And I think it's because I've got those memories now of being a 4-year-old and being so frightened watching this. I was petrified, just glued to the screen watching this. I can particularly remember the bit when they're in the back of a car and I think they've been taken by the police, and Jon Pertwee says, "Excuse me, officer, can I see your warrant card?" He turns round and it's just this plastic face, and I mean, you know, look at it now and you think, well, it's just a bloke with a mask on. You can nearly see the eyes and everything. It's just like, oh. But as a 4-year-old, oh, I was absolutely petrified. Ah. So what do we get the next one? Yeah, behind the sofa. It's the same sort of thing, but there's no... It doesn't look like there's any CGI this time. That's a bit poor when you're asking 50+ quid for people. So I'm buying these again, by the way. You know, I've got them. So I'm buying them again. And the DVDs aren't too bad. You can upscale DVDs on your TVs anyway. So I've got the collection going. So, you know, I'm still going to buy them no matter what. But they're going up in price. I think it's about 55 quid, something like that, this one. And, you know, if you bought them on DVD, I don't think it would cost that much these days. Yes, okay, so here we are, Silurians. We had a Silurian centre in Bristol. When I was in the gang show in the 70s, we used to practice in a place. I used to call it Silurian Centre. I think it's something to do with bikes, isn't it? Or something, Silurian, I don't know. Not Solarium, but something else. But I always called it the Silurian Centre. So there we go. I've got a Malcolm Hulke. Feature Talks of Dish. Oh, that's from the DVD. Yeah, Cave of Monsters. Oh, exclusive to Blu-ray there. 90-minute movie. Oh, it's just a movie edition of the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, it actually looks better than the real thing. Gosh, such a shame if it... Oh, it'd be so nice if they could... Imagine if they still had just the blue screen parts of these and they could completely re-CGI all the cave bits and everything. Oh, that would be fantastic. But it's never going to happen, is it? Maybe one day, you know, as AI and technology grows and grows, fans might do it and put it on YouTube. I think that might be the future. You know, but they've got to up their game. If they want people to buy this stuff, you know, AI's catching up. You know, you've got to put a bit more effort in than just whacking them all on the Blu-ray and not even bothering now to do any CGI. Or not even any surround sound. I mean, this one's got stereo master audio, this one. I had that already on that disc. Sorry, it's a bit of a moan. It's a bit of a moan. I'm not wowed as much by... Although this is for me a very, very important one this season, because this is my real first memories. I'm sure I did see Patrick Troughton, but this is when I started to have memories about 4 years old, and I can really remember seeing... And I don't remember this one so much. Maybe I didn't see this one at the time, but back in the day, if you didn't see it when it was out on that Saturday after the results, football results on BBC, that was it. You never saw it again. There was no like rerun in the week on BBC Two or something, and there's no video recorders, which you had to buy anyway. So, you know, if you missed it, you missed it. That was it. You'd be in the playground saying, did anyone see Doctor Who last week? What happened? And trying to get someone to explain to you what happened in the episode you missed, you know, that sort of thing. So it's so nice now to have, you know, resources like this. You can just get things. Do you know, I don't think there's not a bad one in this season. The stories are solid. And the acting's good as always. It's good acting and good stories. You know, that's what you want in Doctor Who. A good story. You want to forget about what's going on in the world, whose agenda and who you're virtually signaling to at the moment. Forget all that. You want a complete... Just forget about everything and imagine that you're with the Doctor and you've got to survive these aliens. You want to forget about things. You want to continually be reminded about things. Sorry, I'm ranting and moaning this time. Inferno is just wonderful. I think it was one of his favourites, if not his favourite episode, I think, Nicholas Courtney. Because I say he got to play the baddie. And you've got this flip of good and bad. And even Liz, she's on the other side. We've got this energy source. We've got these sort of like wolfmen, zombies as well. Yeah. And I mean, and also just go back a moment, the Silurians, I think a few people said, you know, it's ridiculous what they look like shaking their heads with this, but you have to make allowances. It's a children's programme on a budget from the 70s. You know, it's not going to be Star Wars. But the story again is solid. I'm not sure if this is the one, or another Silurians episode, where they had some avant-garde artists make the music, and it's sort of like every time they appeared, it was like crumb horns or something, when they sort of appeared, and it was music was brilliant. Not many people like that music, but I thought it was brilliant. I love avant-garde stuff, and it's like medieval sort of avant-garde. It was, is that the one or not? I can't remember. It was one of the Silurians one. See either this or the next one. And of course they're related to the Sea Devils. And they're the original beings of Earth, apparently, before we were just monkeys, or before that even. They've been around a long time. Although I still find the Sea Devils far more scary than the Silurians. Don't find the Silurians scary. Sorry, there we go. Some quite nice pictures. I mean, if it's that sort of quality, if it looks like that, we're in for a treat. Well, that looks pretty good. The colour's nice. If it looks like this, the Blu-ray, that'd be like, oh, that's better than the Blu-ray. Better than the DVD. There we go. It's Inferno. Oh, some nice art. Nice to have these as wallpapers, wouldn't it? No, I mean actual wallpapers for your wall, like in your bedroom. Have a large one. It was in the Doctor Who exhibition. They had a collage. The one in Cardiff, they had one like this, of all different things. Yeah, and of course he has the console out and he's got power going to it, and the power is coming from this reactor that's in Inferno. So he's tapping off some of the nuclear power, or they're trying to get to the core. Now there she is, look. I mean, look at this. It's like Quatermass or something. It's like an adult horror film. This one has an edge to it, Inferno. Really, really good. Quite long as well, I think. Quite a few episodes. Great acting as well. Great acting. Is that Henry Jago there? It is, isn't it? A younger Henry Jago there. And Lennon, by the look of things. Yeah, he gradually gets infected. He's running the... I won't spoil it, just in case you haven't seen it. But there are some cracking episodes on here. Really, really good ones. Well worth a watch. But unfortunately, this time for the money, I don't know so much. I don't know. Like if you're like me, you're a collector, you're committed, aren't you? You're going to buy it no matter what. But bit of a shame. No surround sound, no CGI that I can see advertised. Of course, I watch these. I like to spread them out, so I watch them over a month or two. You know, episode. I'll probably sit down and watch one tonight, but the rest I'll try and eke it out. So by the time I finish this box set, if there's anything else that comes up, like I've made a mistake and there is loads of CGI, I will put it and I will pin it at the top of the comments. Okay, so that's that for now. And we better put it in the permanent Doctor Who exhibition in a moment. But before we do that, we will just go through the DVDs. If anyone's interested, you might want to skip ahead. If not, just to see, and one Blu-ray, just to see if there's any major differences. So I'd imagine this is going to be exactly the same disc as what we've got there, other than it's got behind the sofa. See, it's got really nice. The blue works well, doesn't it? With this. And then you've got printing inside as well. So you've got a new cover there, and then you've got the original DVD cover underneath in this one. I'm going to check and make sure it's the same quality. If not, I'm hanging on to this disc because this one's good. This one's really good. I'd imagine it's the same. And that's what you get with that one. I won't keep this one. Seeing as it's so unusual to have an actual Blu-ray of the John. I mean a real Blu-ray, not you know, upscaled. It's actually taken off film. So, and then the Silurians. And a double disc. And yeah, these have got nice artwork on too. Of course, the reason I'm doing this is, you know, just for archive. You know, people might go for this box set and just be curious about, you know, what this says, so you can pause it and read it on 4K probably. If you don't like me doing this, let me know. But I think it's just nice to archive and say goodbye to the DVDs. And I mean, pretty soon it's going to be hard to get any disc. It's all streaming, isn't it? At the moment, you will own nothing. You know, I don't mind streaming. You know, you can, you know, for a price have access to all sorts of things. Whereas, you know, these are about, I think these are about £15 on Amazon now at the moment, and that's like a month subscription to Netflix, and you know what you can watch in a month compared to this. But then after a month, you can't watch anything unless you pay a game. Whereas you've got this to watch forever. So it's roundabouts and swings, isn't it? And I mean, if we're talking like 4K or a good Blu-ray, it's never going to be as good streaming, because some of them are like 40, 50 megabit streams off of the discs, whereas you stream from some of these places would be about, I don't know, 3 or 4 megabits a second, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, it's a lower stream. The streaming is a much lower quality than what you stream or it reads off of a disc. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know the actual amounts, and I'm sure I put bitrate up on my player and been amazed at the difference. There we go. That's this of death. Inferno is a good one. If it wasn't for something like the Towns of Wang Chiang, it might be my favourite one. This one, it's always a good watch. It's quite dynamic. I think that's how I'd explain it. It's quite dynamic. You know, it doesn't feel like it's too filled out. It keeps going, and it's got a hard edge. And to see the Brigadier as like they're all opposites of who they are on the other side. It's really good. It's like a mirror image sort of thing. Really good one. I wish the storylines were as good as these. Now, I mean, now. Mind you, I'm not paying my TV licence. I was so upset with that last season. I've given up with the BBC completely now. I don't watch anything on BBC. I just watch a bit of YouTube these days. Or my discs. Well, thank you very much for watching. We will go and pop this one away in the permanent Doctor Who exhibition. Alright then, here's how I film it on my tripod with a counterbalance to stop it falling over. Right then, go past the haunted mirror. Magic mirror. Say hello to Ganesh. He's got some sweets. He's quite happy. There he is. I've just had to replace a load of the bulbs because they don't last very long, these bulbs. They keep burning out. So put some new blues in. And I've just made a space there. I've moved season 9 down, and in it goes. Oh dear, I have to sort that out. Let's see. Oops. There it is. No, I don't like the artwork, I'm sorry. Don't like it this time. This feels a bit more like whack it out. Although they've done the interviews, haven't they? Done some great interviews behind the sofa, but it's a shame they couldn't have done a bit more work on this one. What do you think, Davros? You will do as I order! That's what he thinks. Well, thanks for watching. Sorry about the rantiness. And if you do like the new Doctor Who, that's fine. It's just I don't, that's all. We can have different opinions, can't we? Thanks very much for watching. See you again next time.